So I'll just say it. I hate online marketing. And more so than that, I hate what it's become, and I hate most of all what it's done to me. I hate the fact that I've gotten so engrossed in it that I feel like I sound like everybody else on the internet. You know what I mean? Like I feel like these past few years when I discovered online marketing, it was such like a light bulb had went off like, wow, I know I can have some success in this world. And then the further I got into it, the further I feel like I lost myself, and I feel like I lost, what my message really is. I feel like I've lost the plot somewhere along the line. And I look back on some of the videos that I made, I look back on some of the emails that I've sent, I look back on just some of the tactics I was copying, and I just hate it. Like I really, really do. Like I cringe at it. And one of the reasons, like, I think I've been like really stuck this past 6 months, this past like year, 6 months, is because I know I've built a real business, right? I've built a real 7-figure business with my family, and we did something like real. We built a audience, we built a community, we built products, we put out products. I wrote, my own book. We put out, our own planners, and we've sold our own planners. Like we've put out real things. We've sold our own shirts, hats, hoodies. We've like heat pressed things on our own. So I know I didn't fake any of that stuff, right? I didn't fake any of the claims that I made. I didn't fake any of the results or the receipts that I have. I didn't fake any of that. But in a sea where everybody on the internet sounds just when they all pushing the same thing, I become just one of the many. And I really have like there's something like inside me that just can't really sit with that. And I feel like I've been coming to this conclusion for a while now, right? Even on this channel, if you look at the last few videos that I've done, I feel like I was subconsciously just kind of telling myself that I need to step away from that world and just lean more into what I do and what my message is. And that is, I love the idea that anybody can achieve what they deem is success. I love that. I love the concept of everyday people doing extraordinary things, right? And I wrote an entire book on it, and it was in the background of my videos. It became the background of my life, but I was just kind of looking past it because I got so sucked into the world of online marketing, courses, coaching, really fast money, like really just kind of, the digital space. And these past few years, like it showed me that slowing down and just kind of going back to the foundation, going back to the basics is what's best. I know it's what's best for me, right? I know that for a while something wasn't sitting right with my spirit, and it's because I felt like a fake, even though none of my results have been fake. All of it is real. All of it is based on experiences that I've actually had and things that I've actually done. Our podcast, me and my dad's podcast, was a top 48 podcast on Apple, like in the entire country. And that's something that's not you. I don't sneeze at. That's something I'm extremely proud of. I've been out places with my family, and people have recognized me because of our podcast. I've been on a train, and a person didn't recognize me, but they'll win one of our shirts, one of our hoodies, something I've pressed by myself by hand. I've met subscribers of ours who bought our planner, right? We had a challenge where we met for 90 days straight every single morning. And they told us that it's changed their lives. Like I've met these people, and they told me the impact that we've made on their lives. So when I tried to pivot and I tried to go into the digital marketing space, the online course space, even though what the courses that I created, which are still available, the courses I created off of stuff that I've actually done, it felt like I had to out out internet market everybody else online, because everybody is doing the same thing, everybody is talking about the same thing. And that's where I just can't reside. I just could not do that anymore. So I'm making a pivot, and I'm going back to what I know and what I feel is just kind of right for who I am as a person, what sits right in my stomach. And that is talking about excellence, success, and being better than you were yesterday, being better than you were last week, being better than you were last month. That's what really gets me up in the morning, is having something to push for, not having, not thinking about, what tactic could get more people into a webinar, and what tactic could get more people to buy my course or to join my coaching program. None of that. Like, I really don't care anymore. Like, I just don't. And this is me being completely honest. And as I mentioned before, I had to slow down, right? I had to get a job again. I had to dust off my resume, go back to work. I have 2 kids. I have a family that needs me. And if I'm preoccupied with, those things that don't matter instead of what does matter, and that is being better for myself and for them, right? Being better for myself and for my family, being better for myself and being better as a friend. Those things are what matter to me. So that's where this brand is going. That's what I'm talking about now, and I love it. So I guess I got to go back to kind of where it started. So I would say late 2020, 2021. And if you've been on the internet and if you've been in the online business space, that was the boom of courses, coaching, consulting. Like, that was the boom of that industry, I would say, right? And I stumbled across a creator. His name was Graham Cochran, and he had an online course on how to make online courses. But I will say this about Graham: his program was amazing because he was the only one I felt like was honest. Like, I remember taking his course, and he talked about launching to your email list, and this is exactly what he said, and it caught me completely off guard. He said, you should be aiming to get a 0.5% of your email list to buy your program. 0.5%. So if you have a small email list, then that means you might be looking to get 1 or 2 people to buy. And that's very contrary to what everybody else pushes online when they say, launch your list and launch your $10,000 a month and it's super easy. So he was completely contrary to what everybody else is pushing. I think that's why I kind of gravitated towards that, because it was honest. But when the way the internet works and the way the algorithm works, once you get one person, then you start to get everybody else. You start to learn about this person who does this person, and this person teaches Facebook ads. This person teaches this tactic. This person teaches sales. This person teaches sales over the phone. This person teaches how to build funnels. This person teaches, and then you become so ingrained into that world. You're listening to podcast after podcast. You're watching videos, and I've spoken about this in an earlier video before. You can kind of go watch that. Right? I've spoken about this, but that's what was happening to me. That's literally what was happening to me, and it became so bad. Like, I could not see a brand. I could not see me making money without these things, even though I have made money without those things, right? So I was ignoring what was clearly in front of me. I was ignoring an asset that I had already built, right? I was ignoring this book that I wrote. I was I didn't even I even stopped selling my book. It was weird. I stopped promoting it, and I wouldn't even mention it to some people. I was just kind of yeah, I have a book, and it was in the background when this is something I'm extremely proud of. The people who were within the book, the stories who were within the book, I'm so proud of it. And I think it can help a lot of people, and it has helped a lot of people. The people who read it, the people who've written reviews and things like that on on Amazon, they talk about how impactful this has been for them, and I just ignored it because I said, no, that's not the thing. I need a course, or I need a really, really, really expensive coaching program, because that will make me an entrepreneur, right? I started thinking about what made an entrepreneur, what made if even if I was a good entrepreneur, because I wasn't able to kind of fully, get ingrained into that world even more. So stepping back has been freeing for me. Stepping back and realizing, no, I know what my values are. I know what really gets me up in the morning, and what gets me up is, helping people and just being in that natural flow state of just talking about my experiences, talking about what works, what doesn't work, being transparent about everything in my life. And that has been a really cool revelation for me, because that's the only place I want to go. Like, that's really what I want to do. I don't want to sound like everybody else on the internet. I don't want to feel fake. I don't want to feel phony. Like, I will watch some of my videos back. Great videos with great information. Like, I don't fake information. I don't steal anybody else's information. It's all from my lived experiences, right? But still, in that, I'm looking at the videos, I'm just like, that's something is missing. That's not completely me. I don't know if I'm trying to sound like somebody else. I don't know if I'm trying to mirror somebody else. I don't know if I'm trying to look a certain way for an audience that I might not even want, that might not even want to attract, right? I want to attract people who want to watch me for me. I want to attract people who don't want to just make a bunch of money in 30 days, because that's probably what, because I said something like that on the video. I don't think I've made, claims like that, but that's where I'm at with it. And here's the thing, marketing isn't the problem, right? It just felt like I was disconnected from what my original message was when I originally got with my dad to start our blog, which was first, then our YouTube channel, then our podcast, then our membership. Like, I felt like I got disconnected from who I was in that, and I lost myself. Like, I could not see anything else around me only but that goal that I thought I wanted. You know what I mean? Sometimes you don't really want these goals. Sometimes you're listening to the internet and what they tell you your goal should be, right? So that's what I think was happening to me. And then that's when I realized that I had to kind of just burn the playbook, right? There are no rules to this business thing, and I was still kind of living by a set of rules, right? So that's why I had to just kind of burn that and realize, like, I don't want to be another expert online. I want to be a real example of what I feel excellence should look like from the inside out. I want to live it, then talk about it. I don't want to talk about it, then somehow make money and then become that person. I want to be the person now, and as an example for anybody who's watching, or for anybody who needs the message. That's what the goal is now. Okay. I don't want teaching business to be the business. I do have some business experience and I will teach it, but that isn't all who I am. And that I felt like I was becoming, really one track minded. I felt like I was becoming shallow as a person. Like, I feel like I'm more than just business. I'm a dad, I'm soon to be husband. I'm a reader. I love books, and not just business books. I love books. I love learning, right? I love writing. I haven't written, something substantial since my book, and that was 5 years ago. I need to get back to writing. Like, I need a new book. I need to I need to get back to like really what gets me going, and that is what this video is about, and that's what this pivot is about. So no more selling before becoming, right? I have no problem with selling products. I think, that's how all business works, right? You sell something for something of value and you get money. I have no problem with that, but I want to become first rather than sell first. No more just creating things for the sake of it, because this person online said this is doing really well. So I don't want to just create that because, I heard this is selling and this person made a lot of money with that, so I'm going to create that. I'm not doing that anymore, okay? And instead, I'm living it, I'm documenting it, and I'm going to embody it for everybody who is willing to watch me on this journey, okay? So I'll be sharing more content around mindset, around just principles that I'm practicing every single day, around success and what success can mean at your level, what success can mean at my level, what success can mean at my son's level. He's 5 and he just had his little graduation stepping up party, and I was so happy. Me and his mom was so happy because that was excellence for him, right? And for somebody whose child is going to college or graduating from, Harvard or something like that, that is excellence. But my son was graduating from 3K or from 4K, right? And he's going to kindergarten now, and I'm so happy. So that is the type of stories that I want to tell. I want to tell your story. If you have something that you're really proud of, send it in so we can talk about it, so we can discuss it, so I can shout you out. That's what that's what this book is about. Literally, I spoke to 11 people in my life who I went to college with, who I went to high school with, who I just had a relationship with. Both of my brothers are in this book because everybody has a unique story to tell, and everybody has their own definition of what success and excellence means to them. And I want to tell those stories, right? I want to be an embodiment of that. And I want you to feel comfortable to share your story with me eventually. And that's what I'm doing. Okay. So if this has resonated with you at all, right? I said, and I wasn't trying to, push anything, but I really think you would enjoy this book. It's on Amazon. The link is in the description below. Or if you don't want to buy the book, if you want something free, I have a free guide that I created that'll help you get, your what success means to you down, right? It'll help you kind of nail that down and figure that out. And it's completely free. It's my Xcellence guide. It's in the description below. And I hope that you will see me on this journey. And I hope that you will join me here. And if this has resonated with you and you feel like this will resonate with somebody else, share it, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, and watch some of these other videos that I have right here. So again, my name is Malcolm, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. Peace.